Hey, what is up mortals, it is JamesCfer here, and before we get into today's video, there's a few things I'd like to say. Firstly, we're so close to 2,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Secondly, there are links in the description to my Patreon where you can support this channel, and there's a link down there to the Discord as well. On the Discord, you can talk to myself and other mortals, and it would be awesome if you joined us. Now, into today's video. Today's video is what if All For One was Deku's dad? To start with, we'll assume that All For One uses some sort of shapeshifting quirk to look like different people, so that he looks different when he's interacting with his family. Now, he used to be around a lot when Izuku was very young, but around when Izuku was 2 or 3, he had his fight with All Might. It was this fight that made him have to go away for a while to receive medical attention for his injuries. He used working overseas as an excuse to be away for a while. However, he made sure that money was still coming in to take care of Izuku and Izuku's mother. Partway through Izuku's preschooling, Izuku was taken to the doctor to see why his quirk hasn't appeared yet, and the doctor tells Izuku's mother and Izuku himself that it's most likely that Izuku is quirkless. This crushes Izuku just like it did in the anime. He wanted nothing more than to be like All Might. Everything from this point to the day before the sludge villain attack plays out the same as it did in the anime. Izuku is still bullied for being quirkless, and he still has the goal of being a hero. This is where the next change takes place. All For One comes home for the first time in years. As he walks through the doors, he appears the same as when he left, except he made himself look slightly thinner and paler. He did this to make himself appear as if he had been working as hard as he could, to the point where he had made himself physically sick. He was trying to manipulate Izuku and his mother into feeling sorry for him, instead of feeling angry that he didn't call often or that he was away for so long. This worked, and when Izuku's mother saw him, she ran over to him, hugging him, and he embraced her as well. Izuku arrived home after school that day, seeing him at the table. He had walked into the room, and as he had never really seen his father, he wasn't too sure of who this person was. But the second he heard his voice, he ran over and hugged his father. Izuku remembered his father's voice, as they had spent many afternoons on the phone talking about what sort of powers they liked and what ones they think are out there, and which power was each other's favorite. All For One had only ever shown the quirk to breathe fire to the family, so it was assumed that that was his quirk. But when talking to Izuku, he told Izuku that his favorite quirk would be some sort of mind control quirk, as being able to stop people from doing things without having to lift a finger would be really awesome to have. Izuku, on the other hand, his favorite power was some sort of strength enhancement or physical booster. All For One knew that Izuku wanted to grow up and be just like All Might, and even though All For One and All Might were enemies, it didn't stop All For One from letting Izuku have All Might as his favorite hero. All For One knew that one day All Might would pass on his power, and then All Might would either be revealed as nothing more than an act, or he would just vanish altogether. All For One believed that either event would lead to Izuku turning down the path that he had set out for him. When All For One hugged Izuku, he transferred 2 quirks to him. He had spent a decent amount of time handpicking these 2 quirks for his masterpiece. He knew that what Izuku did with these would be up to him, but he believed in his son, and he knew that if it came down to it, he could just take the quirks away. After spending the afternoon and the night with his family, he had to leave again. He used the excuse that he had some medical stuff to attend to as well as some work stuff that needed to be done, but he promised that he would come visit again soon. All For One then left. The next day, Izuku was in a really good mood, as he had just spent a nice night with his father. Unfortunately, when he got to school, Bakugo was set to ruin things for him. Izuku hadn't noticed this, but when he got up this morning, his body was far more toned and muscular. Getting back to his day at school, towards the end of the day, Bakugo blew up his notebook just like he did in the anime, and he threw it out the window. Izuku went to react. Suddenly his muscles increased in size slightly. Then he realized his place and backed down. Bakugo insults him a few more times, and then Bakugo left. Later, Izuku grabs his book and begins to head home. It's when he's nearly home that he is attacked by the sludge villain. The sludge villain gets the upper hand on him and knocks him out. When he wakes up, All Might is standing over him. Everything seems to slow down. It's like seeing things in slow motion. After a few seconds, everything goes back to normal though. Izuku thinks that this was just some sort of adrenaline rush from seeing All Might. He continues to fanboy over All Might. Then, when All Might goes to leave, Izuku grabs his leg. All Might jumps, and after a few seconds of struggling, they land on the rooftop. All Might tells Izuku off for grabbing onto his leg. Then Izuku asks him the question. It's at this point that All Might deflates. Izuku freaks out a bit, and All Might goes on to explain about his injury. Izuku asks him the question again, and All Might tells him no, he cannot be a hero without a quirk. It's after this point they both go their separate ways, with All Might going on to find the sludge villain, and and Izuku calling his dad and talking to him on his way home. All Might finds the sludge villain who is attacking Bakugo, and he stands there and watches as the heroes try to keep everyone else safe and away. That's where I'm gonna have to end it for this part. I need your feedback in the comments section below. Let me know if you think All Might would act even though Izuku isn't there to inspire him to. I personally do not believe that he would, but I need to know what the general consensus is on this. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Today's hashtag will be #QUIRKLESS. We're still so close to 2,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And have an amazing day. Peace out, mortals.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining.